Okay, so today we're going to look at the Human Genome Project. Before we do, we need to just have a quick recap. So we know that DNA carries the genetic code that determines the characteristics of an organism. It has a double helix shape and it's a really long polymer and made of sugar and phosphate groups, and these are joined to bases. Okay, so in DNA we have 4 bases. We can see those here. We have A, which pairs with T, and C, which pairs with D. Now, a gene is a section of DNA, and that often codes for a specific protein. So it has the instructions to make a specific protein. Okay, now all this DNA, it's tightly coiled and folded in a special way into these long, thin chromosomes. So these chromosomes are long DNA molecules, really tightly packed, tightly coiled, and they're found inside the cell nucleus. Okay, and your genome is all of your DNA. So the genome's all the DNA of an organism, and each of your diploid body cells contains a copy of the genome. So remember, a diploid body cell contains 46 chromosomes or 23 pairs of chromosomes, and that has all of your DNA in it, all of your genome. Okay, so the Human Genome Project, this was started in 1990. And it was a massive worldwide project. It involved hundreds of scientists from all across the world. And what they wanted to do was determine the sequence of the 3.3 billion complementary base pairs in the genome of a random man and a random woman. So this 3.3 billion complementary base pairs is what's in a set of 46 chromosomes within a diploid body cell. Okay, and we call this decoding mapping. And this Human Genome Project was completed in 2003 when the first complete human genome was mapped. And scientists also found many of the sections of DNA that are called genes. Remember, genes are a section of DNA that usually codes for a protein. And since then, other human genomes have also been mapped. And that's shown us that we have variation between us. There are slight differences between people. We're not identical. But it's also shown us that more than 99% of the DNA bases are the same in different people. So if we look at this picture here, it's a map of a part of a human genome. And each of those coloured bands is a different base in the DNA. So A, T, C, or G. And in different people, some of these coloured bands will be different. They will have a different base because we have variation. So this mapping of the human genome was a massive scientific breakthrough, and it's really important for medicine. And that's because it allows us to search for genes that are linked to different types of disease, and also so that we can understand inherited disorders and the treatment much better. So let's look at what this means in a bit more detail. So search for genes linked to different types of disease. So mapping a person's genome, determining the sequence of bases, can indicate their risk of developing diseases that are caused by different alleles of genes. Remember, an allele is a version of a gene. Okay, so this is an example. You don't need to know these. It's just to show you an example of this. So the genes BRCA1 and BRCA2, mutations in those genes can cause breast cancer. And these mutations can be inherited. They can be passed to the offspring. And scientists can detect these mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes, and they can then identify whether somebody's at risk of developing breast cancer because they have these mutations. And an example of this is the actress Angelina Jolie, who had a double mastectomy. So she had both breasts removed, and that's because she inherited these mutations in the BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes. So she was at an 87% risk of developing cancer, and having a breast removed reduced this risk. Okay, so understand inherited disorders and their treatment. So mapping a person's genome, determining the sequence of base pairs, can also help us to identify which medicines might work best for a person, for an individual. And that's because of the alleles that we have can affect how well a medicine works for us. So here we've got some examples. Again, you don't need to know these. These are just to show you an example of this. So clopidogrel is a drug that's used to prevent blood clots. But some people, because of the alleles they have, means that the drug's not as effective. So they would be prescribed a different kind of medicine. We've got simvastatin. Okay, this is used to reduce high levels of cholesterol in the blood. But if we mapped a person's genome and we found out the alleles they had, we could find out whether they would suffer side effects from taking this drug. And if that was the case, we could give them an alternative medicine. And warfarin is another drug used to reduce the risk of blood clots, but some people can't take as big a dose, as much of the medicine as others, and that's because of the alleles that they have. And we can find this out by mapping the genome. So here we've got a timeline of the Human Genome Project from 1990 to 2003. You can pause the video now if you want to look at it in more detail. So remember, this is a project that mapped the base pairs in the human genome. That was the goal. So you can see here in 1990, the first gene for breast cancer was mapped. In 1997, we've got the bacteria E. coli. The whole of that genome was sequenced. In 2000, we sequenced the genome of a fruit fly. And then in 2003, we mapped the whole of the human genome. Okay, so to summarize, remember each of our diploid body cell contains a copy of an organism's genome. Okay, so in those 46 chromosomes inside a diploid body cell, that has all of the DNA for an organism. There's a copy in each of those diploid body cells. And the Human Genome Project began in 1990 and was a massive worldwide project. And it was completed in 2003 when the first complete human genome was sequenced. And that's 3.3 billion complementary base pairs was sequenced. And this was a massive scientific breakthrough, really important for medicine, because it helps us to identify the risk of an individual developing a genetic disease and also identify the best medicine for people based on their alleles. So we can now personalize and tailor medicine for people based on the alleles they have.